Tonight is a community service of the New York Institute of Technology.
Covering the news of Nassau and Suffolk County's Long Island News Tonight with Ken Eckhart, Carol Peck, and the award-winning LI News team.
Good evening. I'm Ken Eckhart, and here's what's happening. A Long Island high school student has been charged with racially harassing and menacing another student. Suffolk County Police say the teen is a student at Center Reach High School. Police say on several occasions last Thursday, 17-year-old Maurice McCrae harassed the victim by shoving him and making anti-white statements. McCrae also reportedly pulled out a knife in one class on one occasion and made motions toward the victim. McCrae was arrested Saturday and has been charged with aggravated harassment and menacing. 2 men were killed in a single vehicle accident this weekend while allegedly trying to escape police who were trying to pull him over. Police say officers tried to stop the car for a traffic violation Saturday morning in West Babylon. Instead of stopping, police say the car took off down a straight path, eventually losing control, hitting a shed, then a tree, and finally a parked car and flipping over. A passenger in the car, 42-year-old Michael Griffin of Wyandanch, was pronounced dead at the scene. And the driver, 36-year-old Rocco Cassia of Massapequa, was pronounced dead a short time later at a nearby hospital. A Long Island company known as the world's leading guitar string maker is struggling to combat a counterfeit scheme that's based in China. That according to New York Senator Charles Schumer, who's calling for a federal crackdown. Schumer says Farmingdale-based D'Addario is losing millions in revenue because of the counterfeiting. The company employs 800 people on Long Island, makes 20 million guitar string sets annually. Schumer says phony strings allegedly made by D'Addario are being sold on the internet. The company learned of the counterfeiting when a British retailer complained about the poor quality of strings that it had bought off that website. George Steinbrenner will not be heading to the Hall of Fame, at least not this year. But Pat Gillick, a former general manager whose teams won 3 World Series titles, has been elected to baseball's Hall of Fame. Former Players Association head Marvin Miller fell 1 vote short, and late Yankees owner George Steinbrenner, who died this past summer, also was shy of the necessary 75% in voting by the Veterans Committee announced today. Gillick, who spent 27 years as GM of Toronto, Baltimore, Seattle, and Philadelphia, will be inducted into Cooperstown during ceremonies on July 24th, along with any players chosen next month by the Baseball Writers Association of America. Well, 2 longtime AFC East rivals will be playing for control of the division race tonight in Foxborough, Massachusetts. At 9-2, the defense-minded New York Jets and the high-scoring New England Patriots share the best record in the conference. The Jets have won 4 in a row overall and will be looking to extend a franchise-best streak of 8 consecutive road victories. We asked Long Islanders how they feel the Jets will do against the Patriots.
Because we're just better on offense, and the Patriots defense defensively, especially the pass defense, just doesn't cut it. So go Jets!
Because they have the better quarterback, and they've been playing great this season, and that's my hunch.
But I don't know, the Patriots, that's longtime rivals. Good luck, Jets.
Well, I think the Jets are one of the hardest teams in the NFL right now, and they're playing good defense, and they start to click on all cylinders.
Jets are going to win today.
When the team faced each other earlier this season at the Meadowlands, New York beat New England. Tonight's game starts just after 8:30 and will be carried on Channel 9 and ESPN. Puppy mills are usually more concerned with profits than the welfare of the dogs they breed. So a Long Island animal shelter recently rescued more than a dozen dogs from puppy mills outside New York State, as Nicole Stevens reports.
Bichons, Dachshunds, and Poodles are just some of the 65 dogs that were recently rescued by North Shore Animal League, America. The dogs were taken from 2 Missouri puppy mills that were being downsized. According to the staff at the Animal League, it took more than 20 hours for them to transport the dogs to the Port Washington shelter, but they say it was a trip well worth it.
It's the greatest feeling in the world to take these animals out of these conditions and bring them here where they can be given a new chance on life.
Well, this is great. This is really what makes it even more meaningful, because we're rescuing, in particular, a group of dogs that have been mistreated for so many years, and they rehabilitate really quickly here, and they all get adopted. So it's really rewarding to see them go home and participate in that.
Once the dogs arrived at the shelter, they were each given a name and examined by staff members.
Just some of them have a little hair loss. We hear a couple of them coughing, which is not unusual. They could have a little bit of a cold or something, but that's not unusual when you're in an enclosed area. But for the most part, most of them look very healthy and happy.
Most of these dogs are very dirty and matted, but they're in great spirits. They're very friendly and affectionate. A lot of them most likely haven't been handled, and they're just so grateful for any type of human contact.
Rescued dogs like Petunia here will be ready for adoption once the necessary tests are completed. In Port Washington, Nicole Stevens, LI News Tonight.
A 24-year-old New York woman from upstate faces a sentence of 5 to 25 years in prison for fatally poisoning her 21-month-old stepson. Up in Elmira, Melissa Engelhardt was found guilty in October of first-degree manslaughter in the poisoning death of the baby last year. Authorities say Engelhardt admitted to police that she put antifreeze in the child's sippy cup while he was visiting his father in Elmira. The toddler lived with his mother in Batavia. Toxicology tests showed the boy had ingested methanol, a chemical commonly found in antifreeze. And a New York judge has warned the founder of a Muslim-oriented television station in Buffalo to get a lawyer so he won't have to defend himself in his upcoming trial on charges that he beheaded his wife. Mazamil Hassan told the judge today that he doesn't plan to act as his own lawyer and is confident he'll reach agreement soon with a new attorney after parting ways with 3 previous lawyers. His wife, Asiya Hassan, was killed last year inside the Buffalo TV station. She and her husband established to promote cultural understanding. Hassan's pursuing a battered spouse defense. Well, it was a mixed day on Wall Street today. The Dow finished the day down almost 20 points, but NASDAQ finished up 3.5 points. The S&P was down over 1.5 points. NYIT's LI News Tonight continues after this.
See a screening of the film American Beauty at New York Institute of Technology's D. Seversky Center in Old Westbury on Wednesday, December 15th at 6 p.m. For more information, call 516-686-7567. The author of Black Grass will be discussing his book at the Holocaust Memorial and Tolerance Center in Glen Cove on Sunday, December 19th from 1:30 till 3:30 p.m. For reservations, call 516-571-8040, extension 104. The Freeport Community Chorale will hold a holiday concert at the Freeport Memorial Library on Sunday, December 19th at 2 p.m. For more information, call 516-379-3274. Or check out the Winter Warmth Art Exhibit at New York Institute of Technology's Gallery 61 in Manhattan, Monday through Saturday until January 18th from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. For more information, call 212-261-1562. If you have an event you'd like included on the LI News Tonight community calendar, send it to linewstonight@nyit.edu.
In Melville, J.B. Buno, LI News Tonight.
In Bethpage, Stephen Katove, LI News Tonight.
At Belmont Park, Sophia Allen, LI News Tonight.
These are just a few of the people who have been reporting the news for LI News Tonight over the past year, and you could be one of them. Television news is an exciting and challenging career that could put you in the middle of what's happening and in touch with the people who are making the news. A career in television news journalism can offer you the opportunity to work as a reporter, camera person, or videotape editor, or any number of behind-the-scenes jobs, including producing or manning the assignment desk. And it's a career that can be yours by joining the LI News Tonight news team. Produced at studios on the campus of the New York Institute of Technology, LI News Tonight offers television news internships that can earn you college credits and the possibility of being on the air in just a few weeks. LI News Tonight has been the jumping-off point for many local and national news professionals, and you could be next. Call 516-686-7952 for more information on how to enroll for LI News Tonight, and let us put you on the air. Some stories around the world today. Australia says it will give consular help to WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange if he's arrested abroad. But the administration again condemned WikiLeaks' publication of secret U.S. diplomatic documents, saying doing so threatens the security of the United States and its allies. They said today that WikiLeaks was grossly irresponsible for publishing the documents because they could identify informants. But Australian officials say Assange is entitled to return to his home country and receive consular help from Australian officials if he's arrested overseas. Assange, who is in Britain, is wanted for questioning in Sweden over allegations including rape and sexual molestation. A French court has found Continental Airlines and one of its mechanics guilty of criminal wrongdoing in the crash of a supersonic Concorde jet outside Paris a decade ago that killed 113 people. A court outside Paris ruled today that the U.S.-based airline and Continental mechanic John Taylor must pay fines for the July 2000 crash of an Air France Concorde. Investigators have said a Continental DC-10 dropped debris onto the runway at Charles de Gaulle Airport before the Concorde took off. They say the debris gashed the Concorde's tire, propelling bits of rubber into the fuel tanks and sparking a fire. And an Italian fishing boat has pulled the remains of two American balloonists from the Adriatic Sea. Champion balloonist Richard Abruzzo of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Carol Reimer Davis of Denver disappeared during a race in September. A port official says the fishing boat hauled in the balloon and its gondola with the bodies of the Americans still inside, while fishing off Italy's eastern Adriatic coast. The official says documents found in the gondola confirmed the identities. Well, in the future, most heart transplant recipients could be getting a heart that's already beating before it's placed in the body. The University of California, Los Angeles is heading an experiment that compares the safety and effectiveness of the beating heart transplant to the standard method of stopping the heart and placing it in a cooler to get it to the recipient. Instead of stopping the heart and putting it in a $35 ice cooler, the new technology calls for placing the organ in a special $200,000 box that feeds it blood and keeps it warm and ticking outside the body. If successful, doctors say the donor heart could stay out of the body longer than the roughly 6 hours in a cooler, and the recipient wouldn't have to be the one living closest to the donor heart. Well, we had a cold and cloudy day today, and it was windy. The high was only in the mid-30s. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low in the upper 20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and windy with a high in the mid-30s. Wednesday, partly cloudy and windy, a high in the mid-30s. Thursday should be mostly sunny with a high again in the mid-30s, and the outlook for Friday, mostly cloudy, a little milder with a high in the low 40s. And that's it for NYIT's LI News Tonight. I'm Ken Eckhart. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.